Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Becky Choi, your postpartum corrective exercise specialist. So today I wanted to make an update to my video about my diastasis recti transformational journey. I had one 3 years ago. It's really outdated now. So I wanted to talk about how exactly I healed my diastasis recti from not knowing anything about it before my first baby till now, because a lot has happened over the last many years, and I wanted to just share with you every bits of details in it. I probably have shared it like here and there, some of those details throughout my story and some of my YouTube videos, but I've never really made one that is really compact into one single video. So if you really wanted to understand how exactly I healed it and an exact way I healed it, and what were some of the light bulb moments, what was something that I learned along the way, then this would be the video for you to watch. So let's get started. So when I talk about my diastasis recti journey, I really have to go back to before my first baby, Jordan. He was born in 2016. So before that, throughout pregnancy, I had an okay pregnancy, but I had this really weird rash and I was uncomfortable and my belly was really big very early on. And I thought all of that was okay. Nobody told me anything abnormal about my baby. And so I had my delivery, and delivery was a separate topic because I had him unexpectedly at home. It was a home birth. My midwife was there, but I had a really difficult labor, vaginal birth without any interventions, but I'm so lucky that he's alive today. But anyways, that's not part of the story. But so basically after I had the baby, I still had this big belly. But in my mind, back in the days in my mind, when I thought about, me becoming a mother, I'm gonna be one of those hot mom going to the beach, holding a baby up in the water. I thought it would be one of those magazines, sort of that picture. I'd be like this hot mom, cool mom, wearing my bathing suits, running around on the beach, holding the baby up. But the reality was completely different. I had this huge belly and I totally thought it was normal to have that belly, and it was still really early on postpartum, like couple of days I'm talking about. And so I had that, and I couldn't even get out of the bed probably for a few days because I had a really difficult labor. But when I was finally on my feet, maybe the first month or so, I looked at myself in the mirror. I still looked like I was still 6-7 months pregnant, and I thought it was normal. Okay, it was that naive of me that if nobody told me that this is not normal, then I thought it would be okay, because nobody, midwives, doctor, family doctor, nobody really told you that you have to do certain things unless they tell you, right? I didn't realize any of the things that I was experiencing. I had the bulging belly, I had some leaking issues. I thought, that's part of the package. It will heal on its own. So it wasn't until maybe at around 3.5, 4 months postpartum, my dad was saying something, you need to do something about your belly. You need to do something about it. So I was kind of with that sentence, I was like, even my dad is noticing something is wrong and I haven't noticed anything. My mom didn't say too much about it. She's all about, take care of the baby, you'll be fine kind of thing. She didn't mention anything. It was actually my dad said something about it. So then when I looked at the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I think this is not very normal. I'm already 3.5 months postpartum. I still look like I was pregnant. And then so not only that, I gained a lot of weight. I was around 145 to 150 pounds. And my normal rates before baby was 120 to 25. So it was already kind of heavier because I was kind of prepping my body for pregnancy, for getting conceived. It took me a really long time, a year, 15 months or so. So I gained some weight to have the baby. But that was my normal weight. So I had that extra 25 pounds on me, but my belly was really in proportional. And I really simply thought that was not diastasis. And because that term did not even exist in my dictionary, did not even exist in my head. And then so I thought, okay, you know what, if I exercise, get rid of this extra weight, I'll be okay. And then so I started doing T25 by Shaun T, because my husband, he likes working out. He has some of the the barbells or whatever equipments at home. He didn't go to the gym, so he would work out in the basement. So he encouraged me to let's start working out. Let's do Shaun T's program. I think you'll like it. It's only 25 minutes a day and you can do it at home. So then he encouraged me just to start working out at home. So I'm like, okay, this is doable. My baby's sleeping at nighttime. So then I would go to the basement and start working out. And I was really consistent because I wanted to to change more than I wanted to stay the same. So I worked out, and for about 11 weeks, so about 2.5, almost 3 months, I was really consistent doing the workout. I think 5 times a day, 5 times a week, and I would be doing HIIT, cardio, some weightlifting exercises, traditional crunches, traditional plank, and so I did all of that. And while I felt good, and I had a lot of back pain actually while doing the exercises, and now I know why, because my form was horrible, and I was not protecting myself like with my core, how I engage, how I breathe, but nevertheless, I did lose a lot of weight. I lost about 20 pounds in that 3 months process, 2.5, 3 months. I felt good. I mean, I got more strength. I can hold up my baby. But my belly was still really, really abnormal to me. It was like, it was making this weird shape, coning, don't know what's going on. I finally had this light bulb moment. Okay, you know, this is probably something not very normal. So I went to see my family doctor, and my family doctor finally told me, oh, you have diastasis recti. Oh, I'm like, what is this? How come I've never heard of that before? And it's just like, yeah, you know, it's normal after having a baby. You could get a surgery to get a repair, or you can try some physiotherapist. But if you are thinking about surgery, you probably want to have your baby first, another baby, if you're looking to have another baby. And I wanted to. So to her, when she said that to me, it was not a big deal. Oh, it seems like everybody has that, and it will heal on its own, you'll be fine, or just do a surgery. But when she talked about surgery for the first time, and when I heard about diastasis for the first time, I'm like, why? Like, how come nobody ever told me about diastasis, and now you're telling me that I had to do surgery? I was not happy, of course, but then I listened to her, right? She is the doctor and I'm not. I know nothing about it. I never had to exercise. I never know anything about this. So I thought, okay, you know what, I'm gonna listen to her. Let's have another baby and see what's next. So I asked her if I do I need to do anything now, because if I'm trying to have another baby now, do I need to like do certain things, do certain exercises? She's like, no, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. So soon after, I was pregnant again, and then I had Emily, and she was born in 2018. And then so this time I am like, I still wanted to take care of myself and not do anything, because I followed this Chinese confinement period for 30 days at home, where you do nothing and just like take care of myself, sleep more, eat well, and make sure I have the breast milk for my baby. So I did all of that. So it was not until maybe the 6 weeks that I made an appointment to see the physiotherapist. When I saw her, she measured my gap, and it was like 4.5 finger gap. She didn't measure my depth, but I did film a video and I could tell that it was around 2 knuckle. And then so she started giving me some exercises. It was really simple exercises where it's about engagement exercises, like Kegels, pretty similar to that, and like pretty much thinking about bringing your hip bones in together, imagining bringing the hip bones in together. And then also another one was a scarf exercise, which I have actually created a video for that. If you wanted to check it out here. The scarf exercises. And the third thing that she recommended was wearing a belly wrap, which I also explained it in another video here. You can take a look at how I belly wrap my belly in. And I to this day, I still think it was really, really helpful. I think that was the most helpful thing that she taught me, was the belly wrapping. And then so I did her exercises for about 8 weeks, and I just got really bored. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing the same exercise every day, day in and day out. It was like just 2 exercises. I literally have to do it like maybe like morning and nighttime, simple exercises, right? Like I was saying, like doing the Kegel and maybe doing the scarf exercises, lifting my head up. And so it was really boring, but I also had a lot of weight again. Like I gained a bunch of weight again throughout my second pregnancy, and I could not get rid of it even after I was about 3-4 months postpartum. So again, I was like, what can I do to like help myself? Like I just felt so bored with those exercises. What can I do incorporating what she taught me, what the physiotherapist taught me, into what I did after my Jordan in my first pregnancy, T25. And then so I started doing T25 again, because I could not stand the way I looked. I'm like, I lost weight, I felt good with that. What if I incorporating those exercises that she taught me and some of those techniques she taught me with exhaling and engaging my belly into the T25? So I did that. T25, Shanti is and then he has T20, so I did that was like 20 minutes, right? This is exactly perfect for mom. I only really had 25 minutes. Within about 5 to 6 months, I lost 35 pounds along with some nutritions that I did, and I was ecstatic. I was really happy. I felt good. I looked good, but the tummy still have a mind of its own. Like I was able to suck in my belly really well. I looked really good. I mean, the diastasis did heal to about one to two fingers gap when I went back to see my physiotherapist. Like a couple months, maybe 5 months later, she was like, oh, you only have 1 to 2 fingers gap. But I could see the depth was still too knuckle because I filmed it. It would inflate like a balloon. It would like make weird shapes, and I could not do some of the crunches, plank. Like it would dome and comb really easily. I thought maybe just my strength wasn't there, and so I continuously to research and just continue to do exercise program, HIIT cardio weightlifting exercises, thinking, you know, if I continue to incorporate the engagement technique, it would work. And about a year and a half later, probably toward end of the 2019, I was still doing a lot of the HIIT weightlifting with dumbbells at home workouts, and I did try a bunch of other Diastasis Recti program, you name it all. Move to Get Mom Strong, Fit's Family Life by Julie, Every Mother. Like I have tried all those traditional Diastasis Recti program, and I was still not seeing too much progress in that balloon shape of the belly. Like I mean, I felt stronger, but I knew that there was something that I could do because it was still making that bulging belly shape. And then so I came across Dr. Sarah Dovo. So when I came across Dr. Sarah Dovo, PCES, Postpartum Corrective Exercise Specialist Certification Program, I was really intrigued because I know she's an expert in the field in terms of women's health, pelvic health, and diastasis recti. And she was open enrollments for the program. Actually, this is a funny story. She closed her enrollment, I think, just 2 days before I saw the program. I was not able to purchase the program and pay money to join. It was closed. I'm like, oh my God, I think, you know, something is calling me to do this. This is exactly what I need. So I did a lot of research and I was looking at so many different things, and I think this is it. This is the program. So I emailed her. I'm like, please let me in. I wanted to do this. I wanted to find a closure for my situations. I wanted to know what is going on with my diastasis. And I know I had a feeling this is exactly the program that I need. So I begged her in an email, like, please let me in. So she was really kind. She opened the enrollment for me, and I was able to join as the last student. I'm like, I promise you I'll be the best student for you. So I finally joined that program. I believe it was like end of 2019. So of course, like many good students, I started looking at the materials, the curriculum, and I immediately know that this is exactly what I needed. And it was just like a full circle moment for me because the data that she has, that she researched it, the medical research paper, and everything added together, I know that, wow, it's so much more than the core itself. It's a whole head to toe body issues to heal the diastasis, to feel good. And just for example, like the way you're hunching, right, the way you're sitting, it has an impact on to your pelvis. Right? It has an impact on your belly. It's not just because you're hunching like it doesn't look good, or the way you are standing has an impact on the alignment of your muscles, how your pelvic is aligned. I was able to finally grab the pieces that I was missing in my journey, putting it together. I was able to actually from A to Z finally know what is that missing piece that I was looking for. And the missing piece for me, it was body alignment and breathing. Those were the two missing pieces, and they are the central piece, I would say, toward the beginning of somebody's journey. And I was doing everything after that. Right, I was doing exercises, I was doing diastasis exercises, I was doing weightlifting and HIIT and core and running and all of that, but I was missing those really important pieces. So once I applied it, I practiced them, I exercised daily, I finally see that results on me. I had a much more controllable belly. My tummy looks a lot flatter. I know what is going on in my body. I know when I'm bulging what exactly was happening. And I was not doming, I was not bulging anymore when I do certain exercises. And I know what is my limits and what I can handle, I could not handle. And I'm just so grateful for Dr. Sarah, like seriously forever. So between 2019 to 2020, I started to create a really drafted program of my own which is now becoming the Tummy Warrior coaching program that you see today. So over the course of the journey, while I was still trying to solve completely my problem, I was just helping other moms who are many steps behind me, who doesn't even know what diastasis recti is, or maybe they just don't know. They know they have diastasis but not sure where to start. I started helping those moms, and now I have helped over 400 moms in my Tummy Warrior coaching program. I've seen thousands and thousands of bellies, so I know exactly what these moms are missing, genetically, culturally, what they are, how they carry the baby, and what they were doing immediately after postpartum or during pregnancy. Were they active? How tall they are, how short the torso is, were they having a vaginal birth, a cesarean birth, that they had to carry the belly like in the front, how it is, how wide the diastasis, and all of that, the pelvic floor tone. I was able to help them because I started to know how to help them, because from my experience and from everything that I started to implement and learn from expert and researchers. So that's where the Tummy Warrior coaching program is born. But there was still one thing that was missing. And some of my clients, no matter how hard they are doing the exercises, they're doing everything that I told them to do, because it's a really customized approach. It's a very handheld one-on-one that I work with my clients directly. Their results are still slower than the average. And that was nutrition, gut health, especially inflammations, SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth, constipations, bloating. Those were the issues that I had yet to fully explore this topic. I know about nutrition, I know about macros, calories, protein, all of that stuff. But one thing that diastasis doesn't have any research on is their specific nutrition and how it will impact the guts, because the diastasis is sitting right in front of the guts, right? That's where the core muscles is. The core behind the core is your intestine. If your gut is not good, if it's inflamed because you're eating inflammatory food, or you have other problems that making the guts very unhealthy, it's gonna bulge out your belly, whether you have a severe or mild diastasis, because the organ sits there. And so when I explored this topic more, I was getting more and more intrigued. I know what is going on now, like why some people are constipated, maybe diarrhea, they have backup bloating, right? They have lots of bloating, gassiness, and they are bulging. And for other moms, maybe some food that just doesn't do well with them. And so then I started to explore more. I actually even just finished my diploma in holistic nutrition. Why are there some of the food that you ate pre-baby you felt good about, but now it's causing you a lot of problem? Like it's you're feeling heartburn, you're feeling that it's indigestible, you're feeling that you can gain weight very easily with that. So why? And so because our gut changed a lot through our pregnancy and through our labor. So we need to understand that. And so we need to make sure that we are eating the right kind of nutritious food that is easily digestible and non-inflammatory for our body. And not only will it help you to heal your body postnatally, but also to heal the connective tissues, generate core muscles, and help you to repair that diastasis. But when I looked at okay, how do we repair the connective tissues? How do we get rid of bacterial overgrowth, and how do we be feeling less bloated? And so holistic nutrition was something that was eye-opening for me. Some of the GMO, why are we eating gluten-free now? Why are we going organic? And so I was very interested in that. But also holistic nutrition also include like stress management and lifestyle choices and all of that. So this year I finished that diploma, and I'm very grateful to have that knowledge in me now. When I went on my cruise vacations in March, I'm like the whole month before that I was preparing for my body, so I looked the best when I'm on vacation wearing my bikini and stuff. So I actually made a video on that on my YouTube. You can take a look at that. And so there you have it, 7 years of journey. It was definitely not short, and there are a lot of frustration moments throughout the journey onto like why is this happening to me? I was doubting myself, like am I ever gonna be able to look good being that in bikini. And I can tell you today, it's not that I have six-pack, I don't. And it's not like I have a very flat tummy, I don't. And I will be very honest and transparent with you about it. And I can tell you why now, and I can confidently tell you why. My belly was stretched very much throughout my first pregnancy. It was actually 3 days late after 40 weeks. And then also my second pregnancy, because I've never healed my diastasis after my first, right? Went into second pregnancy back to back. They're about 21 months apart. And going into that, and then on top of that, I was doing vigorously a lot of the exercise that was just too much for my body, like the plank, crunches, and just stuff that I could not handle, like dead bug and stuff like that. And I did not know what doming was and bulging meant at that time. And so I did a lot of mistakes, and those were irreversible. Many layers of that core in the front. It's just so stretched, it cannot have that elasticity again, and that's okay. And I'm just so glad that I'm able to find my own closure, and knowing that, you know, I try my best, I try my absolute best, and I know this is exactly where I need to be, and I felt good. I took care of myself, I gave that the best self-respect to myself, and that is the best thing I can do for my self-care, my mental health and physical health. And I have no regrets about that. But if you're watching this and you just found out you have diastasis, you can absolutely do something about it right now, and don't be discouraged by, you know, not seeing that six-pack abs that I am aiming at, and that's just me. Maybe you don't need it, and I know there's so much more you can do. You just have to take that first step. And it's funny because how some people, they go to school, they study human chain biology or human kinetics, or maybe like in that sense like human mechanics, like the personal training path, and then they graduate, they start maybe following a coach or a mentor to work in the field, and then they have their own clients, and then they become whatever. But for me, it was completely backward. Because of my own experience, that I have no clue why it happened to me, and there was not a lot of information out there, so I dug myself that path where I completely go backward. My experience, I went to schools to study more, and then I study even more, and then along the way I help clients, and now that I'm very specific to who I am helping, and I think that served me very well. Because if I have not done that, I would not be here talking to you, sharing my journey and helping so many clients get out of the depressions, get out of that divorce situations because they were so low in energy and confidence in themselves that they had a trouble in their relationship, and that they are becoming the mom they want to be for their children. You look good, but that energy radiates people around you. You're gonna look and feel better, and you'll be able to do a lot more for your kids, and you have the energy and you feel good. And when you feel good, you do better at work, right? If you're a working mom, maybe you will even, some of my clients even start having their own career and starting to do something different and making an amazing income because they have that energy and confidence in themselves. So I believe in you. I know you can crush your journey. The question is, do you want to do this? Because I know you can be the best version for yourself and for your family. And self-care is not selfish. Self-care is really the best form of self-respect you can give to yourself. There's so much more outside waiting for you. You're only so young, right? You don't want it to be like this. How many more years until you die, to be honest, right? I'm being harsh to you, but I just want you to think about that reality. I did not want to let myself to go to that path. I don't want to see what I see in the mirror when I look at myself. I don't want my daughter to see myself like that. Now that I have all these knowledge and in nutrition and exercises, and you will too as you start to explore your own, you can help your daughter as she grows up to love herself, to love her body. That's my story. I know today's video is quite long, but if this resonates with you, if this is making you feeling that there's hope for you, I would love you to give me a thumb up on this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do share a lot of many things in terms of diastasis, of course, exercises, nutrition, motherhood in general, and maybe even some of the mindsets stuff that I learned along the way. Like a one-on-one conversations is my Instagram in the DM. So if you follow me, Becky Choi _ and just DM me, hey Becky, I just saw your YouTube videos, and tell me what's going on, and I would love to chat with you more about it. yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying until this end. I am always very grateful for you to be in here, because I know you're wanting to do something for yourself as well. So I have faith in you. You can do this. You got this. Talk to you later. Bye.